I would like to get consent for everyone to record the meeting for archive purposes. With that, I now pass the stage to Mingam, Presiding Officer, to start the meeting.
Okay. Let me. Mic test. Mic test. Can the people on Zoom hear me?
Yes.
All right. Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and guests, both on Zoom and in physical meeting room in Complex Padana Siswa. I am your presiding officers today, and I'm the Vice President of Education in University Malaya Toastmaster Club. It's been very good that we can have a second hybrid meeting in University of Malaya. And in fact, today we have not just members from our clubs joining physically and online. We also have members from CBRE Toastmaster Club. Let's welcome Jun Hong and we have three beautiful girls, guests, students who are friends with Kente, our president. Welcome, guests. And also a warm welcome to all the participants on Zoom. So it's irony that although it's just our second hybrid meeting, but it's already our last meeting of the semester. So I'm glad to see that we have how many participants? 13 participants on Zoom. I think just 10 on Zoom, and we have like 12 participants physically, 22 participants, which is a good number, right? Consider that we are in the midst of assignments due, exams, and study week that we are all busy doing our academics. And okay, so I just want to say that yesterday I was a speaker for a physical workshops, effective communications and public speaking skills, specifically designed for OKU students. Now that was my first time joining physical workshop as a speaker, and that was my first time picking up microphone, professional microphone, and speak. And the feeling was different. It's a very, very different feeling from speaking without a microphone. It's a very different feeling from speaking on Zoom, looking at your camera pinhole. Now I'm looking at real humans in front of me, although they are wearing masks and cannot see their beautiful faces, but still, this is a great achievement for University Malaya Toastmaster Club. I wish all of you could enjoy today's meeting, and because you won't see us until March, where we're starting a new semester. And I hope that after this, you'll still remember University Malaya Toastmaster Club, and we're coming back stronger in March, and we'll do more meetings. And I hope that all the people attending today will also attend the future meeting as well. A round of applause to yourself. Last meeting of the semesters. Without further ado, I would like to pass the floor. Oh, before this, let me play with this. I'm very privileged to hold this gavel. That's a symbol to start the meeting, although it's a little bit broken. All right, so today's meeting, University Malaya Toastmaster Club officially started. All right, now I will pass the stage to the so-called MC, or we call it as Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Kente, President of Toastmaster Club, to conduct the session. And welcome.
Wow. Thank you, our presiding officers, for today's meeting 329.
Toastmaster Min-Kang, thank you so much for the wonderful, amazing, and fantastic opening speech to call this meeting to order. So without any delay, so Min-Kang, can you share my slide for the meeting for today? So I prepared some slides.
Can I say no? No, just kidding.
Yeah, using my laptop. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster and guests, this is meeting 329, University Malaya Toastmaster Club. This is the second hybrid meeting that we have ever conducted in this year 2022. And in fact, just to give you some extra knowledge, in year 2021, we conduct fully online meeting. But in this year 2022, we decide to take a step further. We decide to engage in hybrid meeting. And in fact, eventually, we hope that we can conduct fully physical meeting, and then we can say goodbye to the hybrid meeting and also online meeting, because I think definitely everyone is looking forward to have a physical meeting, because you can feel the interaction and connection with the audience, which is superb. So without any delay, so next slide, please. Okay, next slide. So welcome everyone here. We have a guest from CBI Toastmaster Club. Also, we have guests from and also members of University Malaya Toastmaster Club. Okay, welcome to today's meeting, and give yourself a round of applause for being here, spending your time. Okay, so for the next slide, I prepared a short video to signify, which is about the theme of today's meeting is CNY. And in fact, the word of the day of today's meeting is abundance, but I think later on the grammarian will explain to you. But I'm going to focus specifically on the theme of today's meeting, which is it's CNY. I've prepared a short video created by RHB Group. RHB is a bank. So let's watch the video together. So, okay, we will play the video right now. It's 3 minutes. So let's watch it together.
Let me tell you something about kids these days.
爸，你看，为什么我们的环境是这样子的？
Always so curious. Always looking for answers.
走吧。
你看这边还有很多。
It's a more complicated question than they think. But the answer is quite simple. It started when one person stopped caring, followed by another person, and another person, until everyone follows and does the same.
爸，如果我们2个人一起开始打扫这个村子，那其他人也会跟着做吗？
But what can one man do to fix the problem?
妈妈在家里等着，我们还是先回去布置吧。
Let alone a child.
老公，红包。
哦。
爸妈，我出去啦。
喂。
什么？快点出来，我跟你讨论东西。OK， 我们可以从这边开始，然后去这边，然后去这里。就我们2个人罢了。
来看看啦。
boy 啊！喂，老婆。有看到阿 boy 吗？
阿 boy， 不知道我。
boy 啊！
阿 boy， 哎，你们来了啊！
It's hard for kids to understand how difficult it is to change the world. And I'm glad they didn't. Because they helped me realize that even the good can start with one person, followed by another person and another person, until everyone follows and does the same.
爸来帮你。
So, let me tell you something about kids these days. We have a lot to learn from them when it comes to making a big difference for the world.
Fellow Toastmaster and guests, I want you to think one question in your head right now. What does New Year mean to you? Is it good you are going to achieve something big, or is it going to you are going to have something, some achievements, some progress made throughout the year, or is it you are going to spend more time with your family, or you want to create an impact to the world? So that might sound huge thing, but if you look at that video right now, just now, that is just being I display it on the screen just now, the video. One of the things that you can notice is that if you want big change, if you want to make big impact to the world, a lot of time, our effort is simply not enough. What we require is collaboration with people. And collaboration with people needs, we need to have the same passion. We need to have the same group of people to work towards the same goal. So I have one challenge to all of you for this year 2022. So take out a piece of paper, or even on your phone right now, write down the things that you want to achieve. It can be small things, small little things. It can be just spending time with your family, having more time with your friends, or you can have some goals that you want to achieve, be it on business, finance, or just academically. So, and then you ask yourself this single question: how can I achieve this goal? Can I achieve this goal on my own? Do I need collaboration, or do I need some collaborative effort from people? And who are these people that can work together with me to achieve this goal? So, and I hope that you all can keep this thing that you write now, and then at the end of the year, you look back and then you ask yourself, have I achieved this goal that I set myself for? Let's say you are thinking you want to spend more time with your family. Have you worked toward this goal at the end of the year? Have you spent more time with your family, watching movie, having dinner, meals with them, or even spend some quality time together with your friends and family? So I hope this is something very important for the new year, year 2022, the start of a new year. Set something for yourself to work towards so that you can have a more meaningful, and also you can track your progress throughout the year. So that's it. Next slide, please. So right now I'm going to explain to all of you about the flow of today's meeting. In fact, we have some guests over here from 𝐸 You might not know how is the flow of a typical Toastmaster regular meeting. So in fact, as you can see right now, there's three being bold red words: prepare speech, table topics, as well as evaluation session. So in fact, these three things represent three different sections for a typical Toastmaster regular meeting. So in fact, we will start with the table topic session. So 𝐸𝐿, can you just display all the words? So what is a table topic session? So a table topic session is a session that focuses on impromptu speaking. So for whoever participates in the table topic session can get the chance to deliver a speech impromptu. That is, thinking on your feet. You're being given the topics, and then you just think on your head, and then you deliver the speech right on the spot. So in fact, the time limit being given is 1 to 2 minutes. And what's special about table topic session is that guests are given the chance to participate in the table topic session. So for a prepared speech session, as you can see the description right there, is members present prepared speeches with specific objective. So the first word it highlights, it emphasizes members. So it's member exclusive. Prepared speech is a member exclusive session. You have to be a Toastmaster members in order to participate in the prepared speech session. But for table topic session, you can guests as well as members welcome to join to participate to deliver an impromptu speech. And finally, we have an evaluation session. So as the saying goes, evaluation is the breakfast of champions. So in fact, evaluation is a session where speakers receive constructive feedback on their speeches. So you might deliver a table topic speech, or you might deliver a prepared speech on different levels, different difficulties, different project type. At the end of the meeting, you will be evaluated by our panel of evaluators to give you feedback, how you're going to improve and how you're going to do better, what are the things that you need to focus on and the area of improvement. So that's it for the evaluation session. And next slide. And next up we have is the some history of Toastmaster International. So let's look at it. So when you join a Toastmaster club, you might not know what is a Toastmaster club. So let me go through it with you. So this Toastmaster International is an international organization founded by Mr. Rob C. Spradley. He is the founder of Toastmaster. And in fact, Toastmaster International is founded on October 22nd, 1924. And in fact, the first Toastmaster club is located in YMCA in Santa Ana, California, United States. And the first club, the name is Smedley Chapter 1 Club. And the initial objective is, why do we found this Toastmaster International thing? So in fact, we want to provide a learning platform for men. Back then it's for men, but right now it is for all people from all walks of life. It can be, regardless of your color of skin, your religion, belief, you can join Toastmaster Club because it is a platform for you to practice speaking, conduct meetings, and also plan programs. So next slide. So next is some history for University Malaya Toastmaster Club. So how University Malaya Toastmaster Club came about. So let's start with the first idea, which is CITRA. So CITRA is a Central of Industrial Training and Relation. So in fact, this CITRA thing leads to the formation of UMTMC. In fact, CITRA encouraged University Malaya students to improve public speaking skills. And the first ever person, Professor Maruhaini, was the chairperson of CITRA, and she started the ball rolling. And in fact, the first club gathering for University Malaya Toastmaster Club is at Mid Valley. It's between Mid Valley Toastmaster and MISA Toastmaster. So those are the sponsored club for University Malaya Toastmaster Club. They came to conduct a demo meeting, and all the members feel that Toastmaster Club is a good thing, and we are going to receive a lot of benefits from it. And eventually, the University Malaya Toastmaster Club officially registered on 18th of April 2007. And the first meeting was held at the Dewan Presiding Faculty of Language and Linguistics in the year 2007. And next up, okay, I see the timer is red light, so I'm going to go fast. So now I'm going to introduce the role players for today's meeting. And in fact, a meeting is incomplete without the help of my fellow role players, which help to give evaluation report at the end of the meeting, which help to give, of course, important feedback for all the speakers that has performed in today's meeting. So without any delay, let me start off with our first role player, which is our timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Amira. So Amira, can you explain your role as a timer?
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So the purpose for a timer is to ensure that each meeting runs according to schedule, in particular the table topic session, assignment speeches, and evaluation session. That's all.
And next, we have our counter for today's meeting, which is Toastmaster Jun Hong from CBI Toastmaster Club. So welcome, Jun Hong.
So I'm Jun Hong. Hi everyone, Mr. Toastmaster, Toastmasters and guests. I'm your art counter for this meeting. So what art counter do is I will catch words that are used as fillers or crush. So there are three things that I will actually catch. First is filler words such as Then we have the repeated words so, and then. Last but not least, we have overused words such as you know, all right, okay. So at the end of this meeting, I will be providing you a report where I will catch how many times you will actually repeat these sounds or expressions. That's all from me. Thank you.
We have our grammarian for today's meeting. So our grammarian is none other than Toastmaster Nick Yasmin, Visionary Communication Level 2, all the way from MISA Toastmaster Club. So let's give Toastmaster Nick Yasmin a hand.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So for today's meeting, our word of the day is abundance, which means an ample quantity or affluence or wealth. The example of using this word is, there was an abundance of food at the Chinese New Year open house. Wishing you abundance and prosperity every year. At the end of the meeting, I shall give my report, and each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yasmin. And finally, we have our final player, which is our General Evaluator, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐭𝐬, all the way from NUS Toastmaster Club. So 𝐿𝐭𝐬, over to you.
Thank you very much. Hi, a very good evening to everyone. So I'm 𝐿𝐭𝐬, and as the General Evaluator, I will evaluate anything and everything that takes place throughout this meeting. So I have a team of evaluators with me. They are the Table Topics Evaluator, Project Speech Evaluators, and role players who shall provide their respective evaluations and reports at their designated sessions. I will also provide my feedback about the strength and areas of improvement for the club during my General Evaluators report session. So thank you very much, and over to you, TMD.
And with that, I shall now pass the control over to our table topic master for today's session. Next slide. And our table topic master is none other than Toastmaster Giffard.
Hi everyone. Can those online hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Okay. So that's what 𝐿𝐭𝐬 has said, that today's meeting is themed as Chinese New Year. So one of the goals of having doing the New Year, we would like to plan our financial goals, our health goals, or mental goals. So one of the topics that we have for today, the table topics, will be themed on financial goals. So I would like, before I pick a volunteer, I would like to explain the rules of table topics. We have a maximum of 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to speak. So at the first minute, Amira will show the green sign. Yeah, the green light. Sorry, too used to Zoom already. At 1.5 minutes, you will show the yellow light. And at 2 minutes is the red light. And at 2.5 minutes, she will buzz. All right. So can I have my first victim or volunteer? It's open to anyone. Oh, yeah. Maybe I can invite one of the beautiful ladies there. Oh, you don't want. Oh, okay.
Junho. Yeah.
So, Junho, you have 7 numbers to choose from.
7.
Number 7. All right. So, Junho, your title is "Spending on Girlfriend is much more beneficial than spending on oneself." Junho, spending on girlfriend is much more beneficial than spending on oneself. The floor is yours.
Spending on girlfriend is better than spending on oneself. I totally disagree. Why? First of all, I am single. How am I supposed to spend on my girlfriend unless I have one imaginary one, which I suppose I wish I should not even have, because I will be assumed as a psycho. Why would I say that? Imagine I will be walking beside you. Hey, you want to go for dinner? You want some pasta? And who is he talking to? So what I would say is spending on myself is better. For example, this coming week, I'm gonna travel out to de-stress. after I'm having so much year-end closing stress and anger. Basically, I'm gonna fly out to release my anger issues, have some anger management, and most importantly, de-stress. I'm sorry. All right. So actually, travel is a good way to spend on oneself, providing you save enough and not get into debts. Most importantly, during travel, you care about how much you spend, especially if you are having a credit card. You just swipe, oh, I want this, I want that, oh. And then, in conclusion, I would say spending on oneself is better than spending on a girlfriend, because I can focus on myself. I know how important I am. I love myself before I know how to love others. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Johan, for opening with a wonderful topic and a nice explanation. It seems that Johan's job is very stressful. That's why he needs to go for vacation all the time. So, can I have a next volunteer? Anyone from Zoom?
Agnes. Oh, Resmi.
Resmi.
Yes.
All right. So you can choose numbers 1 to number 6.
3.
Oh, okay. So Resmi, your topic is to invest or save money for the year 2022. Resmi, to invest or save money for the year 2022. To invest or to save money for the year 2022. Resmi.
Invest. One more time, please. Invest
to invest or save money.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, table topic master. 2022, we all have a lot of hope. Anyway, this pandemic year going to endemic, then we have to thinking more about money, because last year we are more worrying about our health health related problems. Now I think pandemic is going to other way. Then money, saving money is good. Anyway, we have to save money. And investment is other way. Actually, in my opinion, investor money will get more confident. We can focus on our goal. If we feel some secure feel, we invest wisely in some area. Okay, thank you. I'm not getting anything. Thank you.
Yeah, good job, Steve. Sometimes speaking online, even though like 2 or 3 minutes is a bit daunting, but in Toastmasters is a safe place where you can show your views and also raise your concerns for topics that we give. So like table topics is always like we can talk about the topic, over the topic, under the topic, or around the topic. So that's how we always do table topics. All right. So next, I'm gonna pick this person because this person has been like very quiet the whole time. Joshua, do you mind? So you have numbers 1, 2, 4, and 5 and 6 to talk about, to choose from. I choose number 4. Oh, okay. So Joshua, I'm sure that you always use this when you use Grab or Shopee. Just pay later, Joshua. Joshua, just pay later.
Just pay later. I'm not sure whether my friends, they currently have no money in their pocket, or they forgot to touch up their e-wallet, or they're just saying, this guy is so easily bullied that I think let's pay later lah. And then they just continue to stack up the pay later. So for me, I also do say just pay later because I really don't have cash. There was one time I took a Grab together with my friends to, I think was rock climbing. He paid the Grab fee and I told him, how much was the Grab fee? He told me, it's okay, you pay later because we might sit the Grab after we finish rock climbing when we go back home, so that we can total up the fees. So I said, okay. And then after rock climbing and after having dinner, we wanted to order a Grab to go back. But then I realized that the Grab fee was too expensive, 19 ringgit. Would you spend 19 ringgit just to seek a Grab? Okay, maybe he's rich. Oh, but so we find another alternative, which is taking the bus. And luckily, we saw bus passing by because we were near KK13 and the International House. And so we took the bus back to And what happened to the just pay later? The just pay later include, he says, since I pay for you, and since I pay for him the food, he can actually just deduct the Grab fee and he paid me, I think, at a cheaper price, and I don't have to pay him back. Oh man, I get messed up with that part. I'm not good at handling one. So if you want to pay later, remember, you need to remember to pay later. Because if you forget, then some people might have hard feelings, but not me. I don't have hard feelings, and that is already. Thank you.
So remember, guys, if you want a treat or something, right, just go and find Joshua because he doesn't mind you paying later. Amira, do you have time for one more speaker? Yeah. So for the last speaker, I'm opening either to Zoom or physical. So whoever is interested can just show a sign.
JY want to try? JY is on guest, right? Not sure JY. Hello JY, would you like to try? JY, do you want to try?
Hi.
Hi, would you be interested in trying?
Yes, here for the day. But then I think why not? We can give it a try once. So
that's awesome.
Right, cool.
All right. So
yeah, so JY, you have numbers 1, 2, 5, and 6 to choose from.
I'll go with 6 lah.
Oh, 6.
Okay.
It's going to be a bit hard, but then I think you can do this because it's a very important aspect of our life. JY, importance of financial security. Importance of financial security, JY.
All right. Financial security. Okay, so I think it's important to have financial security for literally anyone or everyone, because you need to keep track of your expenses or your, daily life expenses and stuff, because sometimes it can tend to overpower regardless of in how you want to spend, because sometimes I also have the tendency to over purchase both in Shopee and cosmetics, but that's on the other side. But then when I think from this, I think somewhat it does make sense, and at one point of my life I do really need this certain type of financial security. So that is on that. And pretty much that's it. It's important for us. It can be your 2022's resolution, you know, to have a proper expense on anything on your life. So I would just conclude it on that, to everyone have financially secured. So thank you. That was bad though.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good try for
I had to. So
I mean, it's good. It's a good try because like you are as a guest and then you are new to this. So yeah, it's good to have financial security in our life, especially like on these trying times. So Amira, am I done?
Yes.
Oh, I'm done. All right, cool. So I can invite back our Korean oppa to take back. Oh, sorry. Before I invite our Korean oppa, so please vote on Slido.
Slido, you may go to link and not at all. Go to Slido. The code is 329329. The meeting number 329329.
Maybe Mika can write the link in front.
Write the link in front.
Yeah.
Then
For the physical.
All right. 329329.
Oh yeah.
You guys can vote, man. Use your phone.
So use Slido, yeah. So go to 329329. Right. Okay. Right. So while you're voting, I think I'll pass the floor to our Korean oppa. So oppa, the floor is yours.
Thank you, also paper topping master, Toastmaster Iqbal. Let's give Toastmaster Iqbal. And I would like to ask for our Toastmaster Minkang to share my screen because I believe right now we will have a 5-minute break time.
Share your screen.
Yes.
All right, coming up.
So right now we will have a break time, a 5-minute break time. Right now is 19:44. So timer, can I know when should the break time end?
I think 5 minutes, right?
Yes, 5 minutes.
So 7.
So 7:50. So we will have a break time until 7:50. So right now you can enjoy your drink. So for the physical audience, you can enjoy your drink and pizza. And then for those audience online, participants online, you can take this time to grab yourself some water, have some rest, so that we can continue to the next session for today's meeting, which is the prepare speech session. So let's enjoy the 5 minutes of break time together. Makan.
Oh yes. Agnes can resume the meeting already.
Wait.
All right.
What? Can I start video?
Photo session.
Never mind then.
After this.
Okay, fellow Toastmaster and guests, welcome back to the meeting. And now I shall pass the stage to the Toastmaster of the evening, 𝐀𝐻𝐿.
So thank you, Toastmaster. Enjoy the 5 minutes small break. You can have your food, drinks, or whatever. So let's proceed to the next session for today's meeting, which is the prepare speech session. So what is a prepare speech session? So let's start off with some little introduction for prepare speech session. Although I already mentioned early on my introduction speech, prepare speech session is a session for the members. It's a member exclusive session to practice project speeches that they have prepared. They have spent time prepared, and then they're going to deliver in today's meeting with evaluation. They'll receive evaluation from the panel of evaluators at the end of today's meeting. So for today's prepare speech session, there are 2 speakers. So the first speaker is going to be Toastmaster Crystal, who is doing her ice-breaking speech, first ever speech in the Toastmaster journey. And secondly, we have Toastmaster Joshua doing his research and presenting second speech, also a level 1 project speech. So without any delay, let's next slide. So 𝐿 cancel a speech slot. Okay, so for our first speaker, Toastmaster Crystal. So she's doing a display, a level 1 icebreaker with the title My Little Journey. And the purpose of this speech is, the purpose of this project is for the members to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. So I'm going to help the evaluator to read out the purpose statement because it is just on the screen. So I would like to invite our general evaluator for today's meeting to read out the evaluation notes for the evaluator for Toastmaster Crystal. Over to you, 𝐿𝐿.
Thank you very much. So I'm supposed to read out the notes for the evaluator. Okay. So hi, Chris. Wait, where's the evaluator? Okay, hi, Christine. Christine is the evaluator, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Christine. This member is completing his or her first speech in Toastmasters. The goal of the evaluation is to give the member an effective evaluation of his or her speech and delivery style. Because the icebreaker is the first project a member completes, you may choose to use only the notes section and not the numerical score. So all the best to our speaker and evaluator.
So thank you, our general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿. And with that, I shall now pass the control over to our speaker, the first speaker for today's meeting, the first speaker in the prepared speech session, Toastmaster Crystal, with the title My Little Journey, Toastmaster Crystal. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow friends, have you ever wondered why you were born into this world? What is the core purpose of your existence? Personally, I ponder on these questions a lot. I realized that the older I get, the more I spend time contemplating these questions. I view life as a key to countless doors of opportunity. The opportunity to bring change, inspire, share knowledge, empower, and even to love. The question is, how well can I use this key given to me to open these doors and grab the opportunities which are in abundance? Today, I am honored to have this opportunity to share with you about myself. I was born as the eldest to my family, and the name given to me is Crystal. I do have a middle name, which is spelled 𝐼VORA. But since my parents couldn't agree on one pronunciation, whether to pronounce it as Ivora or Ivora, so you might as well just call me Crystal then. So in my free time, I really enjoy watching Korean dramas, anime, reading, treat myself to a cup of coffee and taking long naps. Very productive, isn't it? Well, at least to my standards. So now, being the firstborn in the family is not as easy as how I expect it to be. Most of the time, I feel the need to be a good example to my younger siblings. I need to maintain good grades, portray appropriate behavior, so that the Karen aunties don't gossip about me, and etc. I do feel pressured, honestly. And there were days where I cry without even knowing. Why am I crying in the first place? This is a fact that life is not always a bed of roses. Well, in spite of the fact that I was overwhelmed by my own thinking, my emotions, I see it as a paramount responsibility as the eldest child. I remember back in my high school days, I studied very hard to achieve my ambition. Why don't you try to guess what was my ambition? My ambition was to be a doctor. Surprise! I could not blame myself for having this dream to be a doctor because my parents are Asians anyways. But guess what? Life does not want me to be in the medical field. So maybe you're wondering, is it because of my SPM results? Well, actually, that's a part of it. But in fact, I realized this the moment I encountered AdMaths and the terrifying trios, bio, chemistry, and physics. Oh, no. Ever since chapter 1 of AdMaths and the terrifying trios in Form 4, my high school life was never the same. To be honest, I was kind of downhearted by this fact, the fact that I'm not good enough in AdMaths and the terrifying trios, because I want to be a doctor, right? So, however, my mother reminded me that life is always full of surprises. And this is what makes it so exciting. Today, I'm studying the TESOL course in UM, and I'm really looking forward to be an educator in the future. I can vividly remember how happy I was when I get enrolled in UM. I am a Sarawakian, and to be able to study outside of Sarawak is really exciting for me. Even today, I still feel like I'm exploring a new place, an environment which is rather foreign for me. You see, when I was in primary school, I went to the same school where my mom works at, and afterwards went to the same secondary school where my dad works at. There were CCTVs everywhere. I need to behave well. Hence, when I was enrolled in UM, I was like, yes, this is it. This is the time. But little did I know that I have to eat instant noodles for a week just to get a Starbucks drink. 8 hours of sleep, or even UMTMC nasi kukus 5 days straight. That's a privilege. This may sound like a hyperbole, but I believe you do get what I'm trying to say here. I reflected on my life a lot ever since. I can even talk to walls now. Just kidding. Nevertheless, uni life is one of the good chapters in my book of life. When I got enrolled for the TESOL course here in UM, I was beyond grateful to have the opportunity given to me. I remember that orientation week was fun and meeting aggressive monkeys and making new friends. In fact, 𝐶𝐸n, who is supposed to be our third speaker for today, she's the first person I met friends with when I first started my TESOL journey in UM. And truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm really grateful for my friends because they are with me when I'm away from home and my family. So I got a lot of questions about life, but despite this uncertainty that fills up my mind more frequently than how they used to, I am somehow reassured for the hope of the future, the hope that there will be change where everyone are willing to go through blood, sweat, and tears, just like the BTS song, to contribute to the world's peace and freedom, a change where people empower people. This hope that I have, I want to be a part of it too. Don't stop pondering on your life, friends. Think about your life and on what you can do to make the best out of it. We all can start small, we use what we have to do what we can. Most importantly, we need to trust the process. As I continue in my little journey of life, I wish you for the best of yours. That's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Crystal, for the amazing speech. You share about your life story, your journey in UC Malaya, as well as your ambition as a kid and ambition as of now that you want to be an educator. Totally great story, fantastic icebreaker. Give Toastmaster Crystal a round of applause again.
Standing ovation.
Oh, so since this is Toastmaster Crystal's first ever speech in UC Malaya Toastmaster Club, and as a Toastmaster tradition, we will give a standing ovation to Toastmaster Crystal. So let's stand up, everyone, on Zoom and also at KPS. So let's give a standing ovation.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Good job. Good job, good job. Well done. Well done. Okay. And next, we have our second speakers. And our second speaker is now physically with us. And he's none other than our Toastmaster Joshua. is right here at KBS, and he will be doing a speech physically. And in fact, UMTMC Toastmaster Club has undergone physical online meeting for almost nearly 2 years. So this is, I think this could be the first time for a member to deliver a prepared speech physically. So let's see how it goes. So our Toastmaster Joshua, he is doing his level 1 evaluation and feedback second speech with the title, My Story, My Scary Buffet Story. And I'm going to have the evaluator read out the purpose statement for Joshua. And the purpose of the project is for the member to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate the ability to deliver an effective, respectful evaluation speech. And now I'm going to invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Lee Hsien, to read out the evaluation notes for the evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Lee Hsien.
Thank you, TMD. So the evaluator is Goy, is it? Hello. Yeah.
Is there you want to louder a bit?
Okay, thank you. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Testing, testing.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, hi, Evaluator Goy. During the completion of this project, the member received feedback about their first speech, worked to apply the feedback to the second speech, and about this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic and incorporate feedback from their previous speech evaluation. The member may choose to present the same speech, a revision of their first evaluation and feedback speech, or a new speech. All the best to both of you.
So without any delay, let's welcome our speaker, second speaker for today's meeting, meeting 329, Toastmaster Joshua, with the speech title, My Scary Buffet. Is it?
My Scary Buffet Story.
My Scary Buffet Story. So, My Scary Buffet Story, Toastmaster Joshua, over to you.
A moment. Okay.
My Scary Buffet Story. It is not a horror story, but it is just my expression towards some of the scariest buffet experience that I've faced in my life. To the next slide. Before I delve into my story, I'd like to ask everyone a question. Have you been to a buffet before?
Yes.
For online, if you've been, you can put a 1. If you have not been, you can put a 2.
One.
Okay, so I believe that most of you know what buffet is. It's a style of food service where the prepared food are served at a counter according to a sequence. For example, if you have a Japanese food, you see all the sushi or the ramens. If there's Western food, you see fried chicken. If you see local, perhaps you see nasi lemak or even asam laksa, and so on and so forth. And as you can see in our previous slide, as you can see in the previous slide, there's a lot of tasty and juicy food. It makes you simply mouth-watering. So that's great since everyone know what buffet is. Now my next question, next slide. Next slide. So my next question is, did you manage to finish the food that you have taken?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so we get a bit of mix. Okay, so we get a bit of mix of yes and no. For yes, congratulations, you have a big tummy. Looking forward to going out with you guys today. If no, well, here's another problem. If you can't finish, then why you take so much in the first place. And if you can't finish, it causes food wastage. And as you know, food wastage, once you throw them into the garbage, they go to the landfill, this produces methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas, and it's dangerous to our environment. So now I'd like to tell you guys my scary buffet story after stating both of these questions. Next slide. So I would like to talk a bit about my New Year's Eve steamboat buffet. Me and my friends, we wanted to celebrate the New Year's. So we planned to go to a Taiwanese style steamboat buffet, and we went there, ordered a chicken and beef soup hot pot. And there was a lot of raw ingredients for us to choose. There's fish, pork, processed meat, vegetables, noodles. And for the first 30 minutes, I was like, damn, this is so good. I'm in heaven. My tummy feels so satisfying and full. And that was the beginning part. After the 30 minutes, that's where the nightmare begins. You see, my friends, they have big tummies and they just keep taking the raw ingredients in abundance. They keep taking it, throwing it into the hot pot and cooking it, and they just keep shoving into our plates. And on the outside, I have a calm poker face. On the inside, I'm screaming, "Ah, that's too much, enough. And so after that first experience, I say to my friends, well, if next time we're going to have a buffet, can you please inform me earlier so I can prepare some space for the buffet? And after we finished our buffet, I was quite full and I was a bit horrified by the event as well. And 2 weeks after this New Year's Eve steamboat buffet, next slide please. I went again with the same people to a Korean buffet. And because my friend found out that, hey, you spend 29 ringgit, you can ask them to keep refilling the same food again and again. So isn't that great? 29 ringgit and you can keep refilling infinitely until the restaurant run out of stock, and then they'll say, get out of this restaurant. So the time I came prepared for this Korean buffet after the previous experience. I know that to eat a buffet, first of all, I have to try to eat as light as possible so that I have enough space just for this event. But little do I know that even when I came prepared, I'm doomed to fail from the start. If I think that the previous Taiwanese style steamboat buffet is nightmare, then the Korean buffet is a living hell. Do you know why? I mean, think about it. The way how the Koreans make their meat, it's charred. And when you keep eating the same charredness, you start to feel like you're getting COVID until you can't even taste what the meat is. And not just the meat, there's also kimchi pancake, there's also the egg, and the egg is salty, which can give me high blood pressure soon. Especially when I'm seeing so many food around here. And even one of my friends, I do pity him because even though he ate until he's so full, and there's still a lot of food, he still forces himself to eat. I told him, if you're too full, please stop eating, don't force yourself. But he still forces himself to eat it. It's like, this is a responsibility I must do. And after we finished, after we paid for the buffet, he went out and he says, I don't feel so good. But the good thing is there's a drain outside the restaurant where you can vomit anytime. But thankfully he didn't vomit. So next slide. What have I learned from those two horrifying experiences? Well, first, we need to know our limit. If you know that you can't eat too much, don't try that. And you need to know that, okay, so I can eat this much, then order that right amount. Don't order over it, or else it'll be bad for your bills, bad for your pocket, and bad for your tummy as well. The second thing that I also learned is don't just ask them to refill it, or don't just keep taking it just for the sake of the worth of the price. So say they give you 29 ringgit for 90 minutes. Don't just, okay, we have to eat as much as possible within that 90 minutes because it's bad for your health. It's good, it's okay if you waste your money, but don't waste it on your health. And those are the two main points that I learned from those horrifying experience. And next slide. No, okay. So lastly, Happy Chinese New Year to those who are celebrating Chinese New Year soon. And if you want to have buffet during Chinese New Year, remember my advice, know your limit, and don't try to order too much for just for the sake of the price. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua, for the wonderful sharing on his scary buffet story. And in fact, Joshua, I found that I have a similar experience to you, which is on buffet. You know, there's nothing scary about buffet. What's scary about buffet is that you take too much of the food and then you couldn't finish it. And if your advice, advice that you give us, know your limit, as well as don't order too much, because even if the price is attractive, really, you know, have a resonance with me, because you know you can order as much as food you want, but I think it is important that you know your limit and then you're able to finish it off, because if you order a lot, it doesn't make any sense, because you know, instead of enjoying the wonderful meal, you know, with your friends, you are actually turning up to a session where you keep on filling yourself with food, and then you couldn't even walk because your stomach is so full, and then you have to have your friends, you know, assisting you so that you can get up the Grab car or get up the MRT bus, whatever. Okay, great sharing, wonderful speech. So let's give Toastmaster Joshua another round of applause. With that, that concludes our today's meeting 2029 prepare speech session. So Toastmaster Lincoln, can you share my slide for Toastmaster evening slide? And okay, the prepare speech session has just ended, and right now we are moving on to the session, which is very important for all the speakers right here on Zoom and also at KPS, because you know, as the saying goes, the biggest room for improvement is the area of improvement, right? So right now I shall pass my control over to our general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster 𝐸𝐭'𝐬 to take over the evaluation session for today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster 𝐸𝐭'𝐬.
Thank you very much, Kim Ping. Hi everyone, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So a very good evening, everyone. So I'm happy to visit you all and be your general evaluator. So in fact, he is my first time taking on general evaluator in District 102, and it has a lot of differences compared to District 80 because GE needs to be somewhat of a TMD for the evaluation side. And in contrast, in District 80, the general evaluator just summarize at the end and give him or her report. So now I'm going to invite our first evaluator, who is the table topics evaluator, Kenneth. He is EC1. So let's invite our timer, Amira, to share with us the timing sequence for table topics evaluation. Over to you, Amira.
So for evaluation, for table topics evaluation is 5 minutes. So at 3 minutes, the green light will be on. At 5, at 4, the yellow one. And at 5, the red one. And for prepared speech evaluation, it's up to 5 minutes, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, green. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, yellow. And at 3 minutes, red. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Amira, and friend who helps with the switching on the lights just now. So now let us invite our first evaluator, 𝐸𝐶1 to share with us the table topics evaluation. Over to you, Kenneth, wherever you are.
Okay, just a mic test. Can online people hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. I will start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so today I will be evaluating on the table topic speakers just now. Okay, so the first speaker is Junho with a topic of spending on girlfriend, more on girlfriend or more on oneself. Okay, Junho, it's very great that you put in a lot of energy in your speech. You use a variant of hand gestures, such as when you denote, you swipe the credit card from left to right. You're just like, I swipe it from left to right. Yeah, that's the energy, okay? But you can improve your speech by you start up your story first. Your speech with your story first, then this can create a suspense about what you'll be talking later instead of starting on with a statement. Okay, because if you start a story, then you create suspense, then everyone will be very curious about what are your statements. Okay, so next is Resmi with a topic of invest or save money in 2022. Okay, Resmi, where's Resmi? Inside right now. Okay, Resmi, you start up with a very brief storyline. Okay, you improve very much in this, but my suggestion for you is maybe you can inject more emotion to convey what are the importance of saving money, because I guess saving money is a very hot topic for all of us, right? Okay, the third speaker, Joshua, with a topic of just pay later. Yeah, pay later. Okay, this is a very serious issue. Okay, so you start out with a very amazing story and you conclude with a strong moral value. But my suggestion for you is maybe you can improve the story. You start out the story with suspense, like, oh my God, what do you saw? The bread feast is 90 plus ringgit. Yeah, you can start with a question like this so you can guide the audience about, oh, what will happen next? Okay. So for the last speaker, JY, the importance of financial security. JY, I need to give you a round of applause because I think this is your first time trying out table topics, but this topic I guess it is quite difficult because it's hard to elaborate, but you did a very good job because you start up a speech with a very conversational and light tone. It's not like other speakers, you start up with a statement so that seems heavy for other audience, but you start up with a very light tone. And your speech, although I guess it's like your first few times or maybe your first time, but your speech is continuous. You didn't really pause much to think, oh, what I'm going to talk next. Okay, so my improvement for you is you can start up your speech, you can organize it with an introduction, body, and conclusion. So in the introduction, you can put in an engagement or induction to attract the audience attention, followed by a body, and then end with a memorable, strong conclusion. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kenneth, for the very detailed evaluation for every table topic speaker. Before I forget, let me remind everyone to use the word of the day, abundance, as much as possible, and give your abundance feedback and all the places and area of improvement and anything. So now let us invite our second evaluator, who is Christine, and she will be evaluating Crystal's speech. So over to you, Christine. Offline? Oh, hello.
Hello and very good evening, everyone. And I need to introduce myself only, right? Okay, let me start. Okay, a journey of 1,000 miles began with a single step. And Crystal, a very big step you have taken today on your speech, on your first speech, icebreaker, my little journey. Can you all give her a round of applause? And when she started her speech, the first question she asked, why do you born in this world? Have you all thought about this question? to me, this is a very deep question. I always think, what is the purpose of me being in this world? Of course, when I was young, I'll be clueless. I don't know how to answer this question. But as I grow older, as I started my adult life, this question is a good question, I would say. And my answer will be, our purpose in this world is to enjoy every single moment and don't waste your time on, don't waste your time on little things that make you upset. This is what I learned throughout my adult life. Not say adult life, I'm quite young now. Sorry, Crystal. Okay, Crystal, you have a very good voice and you have a clear voice. Every pronunciation that during your speech is very clear. I think everyone listened to your word clearly. And also you have a very good gesture, and it doesn't seem you're a first timer presenting your speech, because you know every hand gesture and you know the way you speak, it brings up the atmosphere, and I believe everyone here, when they listen to your speech, everyone is enjoying and they're able to relate to your story, because I think you're a happy-go-lucky person from the voice to tone in your presentations. Of course, and I detect no nervousness in your speech and no fear, and you just speak casually and freely and very naturally. Of course, there are 2 points I will highlight that I will encourage Crystal to work on is your eye contact. I'm not sure, because you have 2 screens that you're looking left and right during the beginning of the speech. You can improve on this. Second will be, I would invite you to make more pauses during your speech. Your tempo is a bit fast. It's not that fast, but if you can slow a bit on your speech, it will help people to listen more carefully. Like when you say new chapter of your life, you can say you have begun your new chapter of your life. Of course, lastly, I would like Crystal, in your future journey of Toastmaster, hope that you will be more abundant and fruitful in your future journey. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christine, for the very engaging and very entertaining evaluation. So well done for that. And I hope Crystal also learned a lot through this evaluation. Next, let's invite Joshua's evaluator, IP3 Goy, to share with us his I don't know if his or her evaluation. Is Goy on the offline side? Okay,
yeah.
Okay, let's welcome Goy on stage.
I'm in the screen, right? Ladies and gentlemen, first thing first, let us give a round of applause to Joshua for being our first physical prefect speaker after 2 long years. Congratulations! Right, so Toastmaster Joshua, I believe that you have totally outdone yourself today. For me, I feel that this is your best speech thus far. Right, so in your previous speech, you did mention that the previous evaluator commented about your lack of audience engagement and body language in your speech, right? So I have noticed that you have tried to improvise on those 2 aspects a lot. Let us first look at the audience engagement part. So you first started off your speech with a question in order to engage with your audience by asking them, does any of you gone to buffet before? So I believe that this is an effort that you are trying to make to link with your audience. So I find it very good. And also when someone in the audience commented about something in your speech, you did react to them. Like for example, when Ifa mentioned yes, and then you say, yes, I have a big tummy. So I find that very good because you are telling the audience that you are paying attention to them, right? So that's a very plus point for your audience engagement part.
Next, we will look at your body language. So I can notice that you try to implement a lot of body languages in your speech. For example, when you're talking about different cuisines, when you're talking about Korean, you are doing something like this. When you're talking about fried chicken, you're doing like something like this, Asian this. So you are giving a different, how to say, spatial representation to the audience. So I find that very good. And also when you are trying to talk about something with progression, you automatically move your hand from left to right. So this gives the audience the impression of that something is progressing, which is also a very noticeable plus point, right? So other than that, I've noticed that for this speech, you implemented abundance of humor inside it. Like you peppered different punchlines and humor throughout your speech. And it makes us, the audience, very engaged and enjoy your speech a lot. And to make things better, you did add on a lot of vocal variety and body language to those humor, so that's very good. So some things that I would challenge you to improve on in your next speech is that perhaps you can try to slow down during your take-home message. Because throughout your speech, you have, how to say, your pacing is quite constant. So when you are trying to tell us about your take-home message, like some of us, including me, we might think that you are trying to add on more punchlines and humor because that's what you have been doing throughout your speech. So perhaps you could try to slow down so that we know that you are trying to shift the tone of your speech, and that will make us easier to absorb your message better. Another thing is, since you are at a physical venue, perhaps you could try to utilize the venue more, like I mentioned last time. So for example, when you're talking about you are at the Taiwan buffet, then when you move on to Korean buffet, perhaps you can try to move to indicate that you have changed the venue. But all in all, it's a very good speech, and I look forward to hear from you more in the future. So to wrap things up, what you did good is you improvised on the audience engagement and body language, and you implemented a lot of humor. And to make things better, try to slow down during take-home messages and also utilize the venue better. And that's all from me. Back to you.
Thank you very much, guys, for the very entertaining and also encouraging evaluation as well. So now we have completed the evaluation segment. Will there be okay, let's invite our Zoom master to share with us the voting link.
All right.
Thank you.
The link is the same. Slido. Evaluators. We will work for evaluators. Okay. I've launched a poll, so you guys rank your best evaluators in Slido.
Thank you, Zoom master. Can you share this in the group chat as well? I think there are new people who just joined us.
Oh, sure. Let me share the link.
In the meantime, I'll move on to the report section for the evaluations for the three parts, which is the grammarian, art counter, and timer. So for grammarian, your report timing is 3 minutes. So let us now invite our grammarian, Nick Yasmin, up on stage to share with us how we spoke today. Over to you, Yasmin.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. The word of the day, abundance, was used. Hold on. May I share screen?
Yes. Abundance.
Yeah. So the word of the day, abundance, was used in an abundance, a total of 7 times. 𝐀𝐛𝐮𝐧𝐝𝐴, Crystal, Joshua, Christine, and Goy use it once, and Lee-Hsien use it twice. As for the good selection of words, phrases, idioms, or rhetorical devices, or sentence that I find impactful, 𝐀𝐻NTeng said, collaboration is a group of people working on the same goal. Junhong, I love myself before I love others. Crystal, she used portray good behavior, terrifying trios, and a change where people empower people. Joshua used an impactful sentence, know your limit. I think that we can apply this in our daily life. Christine said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And she stayed, enjoy every single moment. I like that Goy used, you have totally outdone yourself today. If I hear this from my evaluator, I'll be very happy. Mispronunciation, there's none. As for grammatical error, have some anger management. Perhaps you can use reduce anger management issues or have some anger management therapies. Take a Grab tool. Perhaps you can use take a Grab car. And did you manage to finish the food? You can change a bit to did you manage to finish eating the food? And that's all from me. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Jessie, for the language evaluation. Let us invite our next evaluator.
Lucien, I think you have to speak louder.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let us invite our next report, the role player who is the R counter. Let's invite Agnes Wu up on stage. Over to you, Agnes.
Hi G, Madam G, I suppose I must this. All right, so I really cannot see. I feel so blind now. Thank you. Oh, my number was at the back. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should grab my laptop. Apologies, technical difficulties, and my brain issues. Okay, so now I'll be sharing my account report. First of all, we have our TME of the day. Mr. Ǩ𝐤, Toastmaster 𝐾𝐤, total of 1 up, 1 7, so 4, make it 13. Our grammarian Yasmin, 1 1 and 1 n, make it a total of 3 pillars. Thirdly, we have our TTM in FIFA, 2 1 8 souls, 1 n, make it a total of 12 pillars. Besides, I will be catching myself as well. So our counter, Junhong, 2 2 and I just said another one. 3 souls, make it a total of 7 pillars. Our table topic speaker, number 2, I suppose, Miss Rasmi, 3 1 1 actually, make it a total of 5 pillars. Speaker number 2, Joshua, as well as table topic speaker, third of all, I can't remember, short-term memory, I apologize for that. 3 4 3 souls, and 3 ends, make it a total of 13. Timer, Amira, 2 make it a total of 2 pillars. Speaker number 4, JY, 4 I think twice, and once, so once, once, make it a total of 9. Speaker number 1, Crystal, I once, so twice, make it a total of 3. Next we have our TTE, Toastmaster Kenneth, 4 OKs, 1 I, 1 but, make it a total of 6 pillars. Evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Christine, 3 ends, 1 of course, 4 total of pillars. Last but not least, our evaluator number 2, Goy, 5 souls, 2 ends, and 2 rats, total of 9 pillars. Thank you.
Thank you very much, counter. May I have your name?
Oh, hi, I'm Junhong.
Oh,
Yes, no worries.
Okay, so thank you, Jin Hong. Let's invite our timer role player, who is our timer up on stage. He is Amira. Over to you, Amira.
Hello everyone, I'm your timer for the day. I'm sorry for so many mistakes I did today. I'm so captivated with the physical speeches. Okay, so our meeting started at 7:09 and our intermission started at 7:45. Our Toastmasters of the evening, Jan-Ting, took 17 minutes and 28 seconds. Our first table topic speaker, Toastmaster 𝐤𝐭 took 1 minute and 56 seconds. Table topic speaker number 2, Rasmi, took 1 minute and 39 seconds. Speaker number 3, Joshua, took 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And our guest, JY, took 1 minute and 18 seconds. For our prepared speech session, our speaker number 1, Crystal, took 6 minutes and 4 seconds. And speaker number 2, Joshua, took 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Our table topic evaluator took 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Our prepared speech evaluator number 1 took 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Our prepared speech evaluator number 2 took 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Our general evaluator and our grammarian took 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And our 𝐭𝐻 took 2 minutes and 48 seconds. That's all from my report. Back to you, Madam General.
Thank you very much, Amira. So that comes to the end of all the appointment holders report, and it is now time for me to share the general evaluation report. So first up, I want to congratulate everyone for a very smooth hybrid meeting. Give yourself a round of applause. So well done for keeping up and keeping both sides engaged, both the online side and the physical side. And what I like about this meeting is that I could hear you all very clear and I can see the speakers well. So let me talk about some pre-meetings first. So first, I received the program sheet and information well in advance in a neat Google Drive with detailed information for all the role players. It is also very colorful with a lot of information about your club members, the meetings, and also what Toastmasters is about. So I really like this program sheet. And then there is okay, so after the meeting started, there was I think the president or the presiding officer was sharing about.
Okay. Sorry, listen. Can you speak louder?
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe you want to speak louder.
Okay, thank you for telling me. So there was a short sharing about the Toastmasters, what Toastmasters is about, and I like that you all shared about the history of University Malaya because Toastmasters, because it gives us, especially the guests and visiting Toastmasters, about an idea about how this club started and why you all are so passionate about your club. So the atmosphere is very cheerful, and also I really like that you all have this standing ovation for the first icebreaker speakers. So this gives the members a lot of encouragement. So there is a lot of camaraderie and a lot of support from one another, I could tell from the meeting. So moving on to hybrid meeting. So it was very smooth and all the voting links and everything was sent very promptly. So there are some tiny areas that I think can be improved. So maybe when the speaker is speaking and when the PowerPoint slides is being shared, once the video stop playing, maybe we can stop share screen so that the online side can see more of the speaker. And then I think optimized video was turned on because at one point this appeared. So when not sure whether you all can tell on the physical side, but there was some areas that was blocked. There was this, I think it was a chat box blocking the slides. So also I like that you all have this audience view. Right now I'm looking at the audience view because it allows the online audience to imagine ourselves being inside with you all as well. I was glad that the audience view came back after a while. And one thing I need to commend the Zoom master for helping the speakers to show the presentation, and everything was very seamless. So moving on to the next role player, the SAA. You all have an online and offline SAA, I think. So the good thing about having this is you have a clear official start at the beginning and also after the break. So one area of improvement is at the beginning there were some chatting sounds, but we could hear some names being called, but we could not really hear what exactly it was. So maybe either we can interact with the online audience directly, or perhaps maybe have a online SAA to interact with the online audience for the chatting part before the official start. So moving on to our TMD, Toastmasters of the Day campaign. So the Toastmasters of the Day is very energetic and also very engaging. So great job on that. Keep it up. Moving on to our table topic master, Iktifa. Really enjoyed the interesting questions you asked. You were encouraging and you gave some tips about tackling table topics. You also consciously involved the online and offline people. So that's a very entertaining way of being a table topic master, and also it keeps everyone engaging, especially the guests, because this is the part where guests also gets to experience and actively participate in Toastmasters. So one area of improvement could be perhaps you could encourage the use of the word of the day, abundance. So all in all, well done. Now, because the prepared speech speakers have been evaluated by our evaluators, I will not be touching that. But I want to congratulate all the speakers for giving us a very encouraging and inspiring speeches, besides being very entertaining as well. So moving on to our first evaluator, who is Kenneth, for table topics evaluation. So I really enjoyed your evaluation because for all the 4 speakers, you gave very detailed and personalized evaluation, both very encouraging, and all the suggestions were very easily applicable. So thank you very much for that. And for our speech evaluators, both of you followed the project requirements very closely. So for our first evaluator, Christine, for Crystal. So I like that you started with a quote, and you were very encouraging and very comfortable when you were sharing. You also shared how Crystal's story related to you and shared about some of your experiences. You also demonstrated simple methods for Crystal to apply onto her next speech. So this is a very easy to follow evaluation. So thank you very much. And for our second evaluator, Goy, for Joshua, you compared the feedback from previous speeches and also shared the efforts made by Joshua and the efforts he took to improve on his current speech. You were very friendly and also explained why your suggestions are useful for Joshua. You also had a nice simple summary, so that's why both evaluators did a very good job in evaluation. So moving on to our grammarian. Who is next, Yasmin. Thank you very much for sharing the usage of the word of the day, and you shared the good selection of the words, good phrases used in today's meeting. And you also related to us why some of the good phrases are important and how it related to you as well. So So thanks for the very detailed evaluation. And next to our R counter, Jin Hong. So it was very detailed as well, and you went through every single speaker. So good job in that. And finally, for our timer, you were very detailed and smooth. And despite sharing that you had some mistakes, actually it was not really obvious as an observer. So keep up the timings. I like that you changed every time you came to the front and shared with us the timing sequence, it was very clear as well. So all in all, it was a very enjoyable meeting today. And congratulations to everyone who have made this meeting a very fun and fulfilling meeting, fun and fruitful meeting as well. So thanks for having me here today. Thank you very much, everyone. And back to you, Toastmasters of the day.
So thank you, our General Evaluator, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐶𝐿, for the feedback as well as insights so that we can improve even better in future meetings. So thank you, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐶𝐿. And that concludes the evaluation session for meeting 329, University of Malaya Toastmaster Club regular meeting. And next, we will have an exciting session, which is the announcement of winner. So just now you have witnessed the table topic speaker speak in front on Zoom, also in front here at KBS. And also you have witnessed 3 evaluators deliver their feedback. So right now, it's a moment for all of us to see who are the best performer for the table topic session as well as the evaluation session. So let me share a slide. So in UMTMC Meeting Track 29 award presentation, the first award, and the first award is going to take the first award. The best table topic speaker award goes to Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐶𝐿. Is it Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐶𝐿? No, it's actually good job. Let's give it a So this is the ribbon for Toastmaster uniform for being the best table topic speaker for today's meeting, meeting 329. Round of applause. Okay, and next up we have our evaluation session. So who is the best evaluator for today's meeting? The best evaluator award goes to drum roll. Drum roll. Is it Kenneth? Is it Christine? Or is it Roy? And the best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. Oh, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐿, the best evaluator. Best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐿. Congratulations. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐿. And finally, we have celebrated the winner for the table topic session as well as the evaluation session. Right now, a moment of appreciation. Give me this. A moment of appreciation to our General Evaluator, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐶𝐿, all the way from US, Toastmaster Club Singapore. So let's give a round of applause to our General Evaluator, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿𝐶𝐿. That's it for the award presentation session for meeting 229, University of Malaya Toastmaster Club regular meeting. And with that, I shall now pass over to the presiding officer of today's meeting, over to you, for the closing ceremony.
Oh my god, I was so busy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we are heading to the end of our UMTMC meeting 329, the last meeting of the semesters, and I'm very happy that we made it to last. And I know that hybrid meeting is not easy. We have to set up everything. In fact, being so comfortable in Zoom that I can still be sleeping at 6:30 and get ready at 6:55 is a very fun thing to do that sometimes I miss. In fact, this meeting started at 7 p.m. but me and 𝐀𝐛𝐮𝐧𝐜𝐞, as long as the other Toastmaster, have to come here at 5:30 p.m. just to set up everything. This camera, that camera, and the ring light, TikTok light, and the tables, all the laptops. In fact, if you can recall back, I couldn't recall back because I haven't joined a physical meeting before, but through pictures, I think in physical meeting, we don't have all sets up. We don't need to have laptops. We don't need to have extensions, set up, cameras, good internet. We just have fun. But in a hybrid meeting like today, we have to set up a lot of things that I'm quite busy. I have to walk here and there. After that, my battery dies, I have to charge it. After my phone's battery dies, I charge it, then my laptop battery dies. I charge it. After charging it, the timer's laptop battery dies. And we have not enough extensions, but we have made it. Like, it's already the end of the meeting, and I'm very glad that the technical difficulty is not that obvious. We still have good setup that didn't make us lots of troubles, and a good round of applause to all of us. I want to share some things about yesterday's when I was being a speaker in a workshop, public speaking workshops to the 𝐭𝐭𝐬 students. The moment that those students come in, I know that they are different. They are not like all of you guys now, right now, that we have the privilege to do all the things we want. In fact, it was my first time seeing a group of students with different 𝐪𝐭'𝐬 a different ability. So it's not disability, it's a different ability. And there was one of them couldn't see, he was blind. There are quite a few of them. There was one of them have just one arm, and there are one of them who couldn't pronounce the words that we are so comfortable to pronounce, like I'm doing right now. Okay, she was having problem pronouncing the P, the T, the S. A lot of, like, out of 26 alphabets, she was having difficulty pronouncing, I think 30% of it. And when giving the talk, I realized that all of us have this mind that are specials. Some of us could present our feelings, can share what we want to share in a very comfortable way, like what we were doing today. But there are out there people around the world, maybe minority, they are having difficulty trying to in their mind they are free, but when they want to express it to others, the words outside them, there are a lot of obstacles and challenges. So through yesterday workshops, I found out that each of those 𝐪𝐭'𝐬 students, they wanted to share their feelings. They want the world to know what they are thinking. Actually, in their mind, they are free. They are free just like us. It's just that when it comes to expressing to the outside world, they are having difficulty. And they all wanted to do that. They all wanted to express their knowledge, express their feelings, and they all wanted to improve. So today, all of us here that we have the privilege to do so, why not do it our best using the things that we have. Using the things that we have to Yeah, it's okay. I think you just listen to me. No need to see, no need to see. You just listen to me. All of us have this privilege. We have hands, we have mouth that we can pronounce words clearly. We don't have to rely on the computer to express our feelings, to tell the things that we want to tell. And I have a very good example. It was my inspiration. It's called, the person is Stephen Hawking. He is a great physicist. He is the world 21st century the best physicist in 21st century, the most renowned physicist, but he was having difficulty. He couldn't speak. He need to have devices, technology to help him express his knowledge, express the things that he has in his mind to the people around him. He didn't just say, oh, since I couldn't speak, why not I just keep quiet, do my own research and die alone. But he chose not to do that because in his mind, we humans are a species. I know when I think 50 or 60 years, we will have this opportunity to go space travel, to go to the moon or to the outside world. And I can imagine that while we are doing that, we see the Earth as one. We see the Earth as a whole. We are no more divided to countries, to race, to religions. So Stephen Hawking, his point is he wanted to express the knowledge, the feelings to the people around him so that they could continue his legacy. And he tried hard. He has to use a computer, has to blink, has to move his cheek because he couldn't talk, couldn't move, to choose words from the computer in order to express his knowledge. And all of us today, we have basically everything that a normal person would have. Why not try our best? Why not just do us human the things that we need to do to continue to survive, just to be more advanced by sharing our knowledge. And I think Toastmasters is a very good platform indeed to share things, to share our knowledge, to express our feelings. So this is the last meeting of this semester, but it's not the end of our journey. If it's the end of our journey, then I better not become a Toastmaster lah. So, and I hope that in future meetings we will continue on the things that we human naturally likes to do, we have the privilege to do, which is to share knowledge, which is to use our mouth, share our feelings to people around us so that we work together as a species, as humans, to continue improve our world. Okay. I try to cry, but I cannot. Yeah, because I really have a lot of feelings after joining the workshop for KU students. And I see that there are I think we have some guests, right? 𝐸𝐵𝐿 and JY. So 𝐸𝐵, right? Would you like to share some things, your feelings after joining us?
Hello, good evening, everyone. I joined. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I joined for I think less than 1 hour. But I find that the setup you have is very good. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So I could access the virtual background, although I took a bit of time, not familiar how to do it, and also managed to download the program. So this makes it easy for guests. So and your hybrid and the hybrid meeting, I think this is the first time. This is the first time I attend a hybrid meeting. I've been attending online meetings so far. And also, I am not a Toastmaster at the moment. I am like zooming around to check out different clubs. I'm from Malaysia. Thank you.
Well, welcome, Yuki. Welcome, Johnny. Hope to see you again in future meetings. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
We have
Thank you very much.
Right. We have one more guest. JY, would you like to share some things, your feelings after joining today's meeting? What's your thoughts, feedback?
Yeah. It went amazing. I did had some expectations on this meeting, and it definitely exceeds that. People over here are like super open-minded, and what I learned is it's okay to make mistakes, and sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, and it was just that. And looking forward for the meetings in the future. Thank you.
All right. Hope to see you in future. Thank you so much. A round of applause to JY. With that, I want to announce what time is now. What's the time now? Okay. I would happy to announce that. Do I need to note this? Yes. Toastmaster Toastmaster meeting 329 happening 17th of January 2022. Last meeting of the semester has come to an end, and thank you guys for joining. I now announce that the meeting adjourned. Now it's our